Well, yeah.
The only people I feel bad for in the organization are those who have to come up with ways to convince people to buy tickets. Like whether it's the marketing department or the ticket people, those are the people I feel bad for. They got one of the toughest jobs in America right now.
Again, it's there's so many coaches out there, and this is why teams end up firing coaches and hiring experienced coaches for situations like this, or managers in this case. And I feel bad. I do feel bad for him because he doesn't know. He's never been in a situation where he's had to call a player out before. And
he's been around baseball forever, and everybody talked about how he was made for this job, and this was the perfect time.
Dude,
and
you know why? You know why? Because he's a great communicator. Because he gets along with the players. The players respect him. My ass. There are times where players cross the line, and this is where the manager or the coach has got to put their foot down. I mean, like I think Brian Daboll is a prime example of that. Mm-hmm. He'll put his foot down.
Sure.
He will say something. He will have an uncomfortable conversation with somebody. And they have 3 times as many players as the baseball team has. Mm-hmm. And I just think that there are certain coaches that are afraid to say things. And when they are rookie in nature, in this case, we're talking about a rookie who's 55 games or 60 games into his budding career, is confronted with this asinine display of just jackassery.
But you said that that was a layup for him, though. So it shouldn't have anything to do with his inexperience or being a rookie. He should have been able to handle that.
Gio, he doesn't realize that it was a layup for him. That's the thing.
Well, that's a problem then. Then I don't feel bad for him.
I mean, like,
he's not doing his job properly.
It's like any sort of rookie baseball player, football player, basketball player. You know.
Guy's been in dugouts forever.
Remember Emmanuel Quickly and R.J. Barrett got here, and we were talking about, you got to give them time, guys. They got to understand they're not going to be Michael Jordan right out of the gate.
It's a completely different situation.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's
someone coming out of college or high school and then playing against grown men in a sport where you have to match with them physically, as opposed to a guy who's been sitting in dugouts for his entire life, jumping into this situation, just like every other person who looks smart before they get to the Mets becomes an idiot. I mean, there's so many examples of this. All these guys that came in, whether it's Brody Van Wagenen and the genius that he was, or Mickey Callaway, the pitcher whisperer, or Jared Scott or Zach Scott or whatever the hell. Some guys sending penis pictures, the other guy's driving drunk. I mean, it's amazing. No matter who you are, you come here and you become an idiot. Luis Rojas, great shape. Another guy, man, I tell you, he's ready for this job, coming up through the ranks, minor league system, comes here, idiot. Carlos Mendoza is just another one of those guys. Build a culture here. What culture? The culture is a joke. And they always will be. Always. No matter what happens. I mean, you had the guy who was allegedly a huge Mets fan in Steve Cohen coming here, and he's going to change everything. All he's done is hire idiots outside of Buck Showalter, who he fired and then had to announce his own firing in a press conference with the general manager sitting in the back row, who then they had to fire because he was manipulating the injured list. I mean, they are the funniest thing in sports.
All right,
and if you don't realize it, listen, this is entertainment. They're great. This is awesome. I can't get this is better than them playing well, because they're not going to win the World Series anyway. They won 101 games, and they lost to the Padres in the playoffs, got swept by the Braves, lost the division when they were leading it. They broke a record, for God's sakes, of leading the division for longer than ever and then not winning it. So just have fun with this now. I mean, so David Stearns has got a huge job on his hands, just like all these other guys did. And is he going to be the one that turns it around or not? Or is he just going to be another one of these names that just comes in and out and in and out and in and out, and then we laugh about it years later, and then talk about for years and years and years how stupid this signing was, how stupid that trade was, how stupid hiring that person was. I mean, that's all we do with them. So they're if you want to be serious for a second from their business standpoint, because screw the baseball, because they suck and they're never getting out of this. But this is more and more so, sports are becoming global. You're seeing like the Cricket World Championship here. The World Cup is coming here. There's so many things that people can watch because of technology. If you suck, no one's going to care. Even the people who have it in their DNA. Like, I had it in my DNA. Eddie had it in his DNA. You continue to suck, it's out of us. And then the only way that you can get it back is for years and years and years and years of trust that is built up because you win. And I know that's what the Mets are trying to do. They're incapable of it.
By the way, it took the Knicks years to do that.
I mean, 20.
And Leon Rose basically was the one that turned the whole thing around.
And they still haven't gotten out of the second round of the playoffs. They got a long way to go.
But you know what?
We like where they are.
This is not Isaiah Thomas. This is not Phil Jackson.
Right, and the Mets are in the middle of that.
All right, so now they're trying to come out of that, and hopefully David Stearns becomes what Leon Rose has become to the Knicks, what Chris Drury's become to the Rangers, what hopefully Joe Shane is becoming to the Giants, you know, what Joe Douglas has tried to become for the Jets, but things haven't worked out for him. I mean, and what Brian Cashman is for the Yankees. I know that Brian Cashman gets a lot of crap thrown at him, but at the end of the day, for him, that team is always competitive. Yeah. He always keeps it competitive. They always keep it buttoned up. And this is from a Mets fan's perspective. So I sit here and I sit and wonder that they're always competitive. They're always in it.
Sure.
Somehow, some way, they get the guy that they want and they stay in it, even though they haven't won a World Series. And I know that's what it all comes down to. But, compare that to what the Mets have been through over the last 20 years. And by the way, I've been a Met fan since 1968. So I've seen everything. I've seen the amazing Mets where nobody thought they could ever win anything go all the way to win a World Series.
Right. So I was 4 when that happened, and I have no recollection of it. I have not seen them win a World Series.
69 Mets.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying for me, all they've been is one of the biggest jokes in professional sports.
I understand everything that you're saying, and I hear the passion in your voice, and I appreciate.
Oh, it's gone. The passion's gone.
No, the passion.
They knocked it out of me.
No, the passion for this being the funniest thing on TV.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, that part of it, I can hear it. But
fully
that does
swung
not,
into that thing.
But that you have not diminished my feelings for what Carlos Mendoza's going through. I'm sorry.
What Carlos Mendoza's going through my ass.
I'm sorry. He had a chance yesterday and he missed it. He whiffed.
But okay, he whiffed, so why do you feel bad for him?
You know what? Because that's a rookie mistake. That's a 100% rookie mistake. Whatever. And rookies make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right?
Carlos Mendoza
there was a point in time.
There's a grain of sand in the beach of the Mets history. He's just, there's no point in talking about these guys. Carlos Mendoza, he's not going to be here for any couple of, he probably won't be here at the end of the year. He's just another one of these guys.